Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. You all know I love sharing my secrets of how I went from $17,000 a year to a multimillionaire. My top essential tool for managing my two successful businesses, plus my crazy life, is my paper planner. But not any random planner, specifically my Inner Guide yearly planner. The Inner Guide planner doesn't just organize my schedule, it helps me map out and discover my goals, dreams, self-care, and keeps my millionaire mindset on track. I want you all to get planning right away for 2019. So I arranged to get a special Inner Guide discount exclusive to my ProjectME posse. Go pick out your favorite yearly planner at inner-guide.com. And at checkout, use the code ProjectME 15% off, and you will receive 15% off your entire order. If you are driving or multitasking and can't write this down, the Inner Guide link and code is in my Instagram bio at ProjectME with Tiffany. And remember, as I always say, you are either planning for success or heading to failure. Welcome to the podcast and posse, ProjectME with Tiffany Carter. Hey guys, today's episode is how to vision board for maximum abundance. Yes, I timed this episode perfectly so that you guys could get it on New Year's Eve 2018, so you could carve out a portion of your day today to create a vision board and manifest everything that you want to have happen and have brought into your life and how you want to feel in 2019. This is such a fun process. You can even do it with your kids as well, because I know a lot of people's kids are still home from break. So you can make it fun. Do it with your significant other, do it with a couple friends, or do it by yourself, whatever works for you. I like either doing it with a group of high vibe women, or I like doing it solamente, depending on my mood. But I have shared before with you guys on the show that I have more than one vision board. I believe in having them all over the house, and they don't have to look like what you think a vision board might look like. You know, it doesn't need to be on poster board with cutout pictures from magazines or whatever. You can actually incorporate it into the decor of your house. So I'm going to give you some ideas for that today, but just so what I have is I have actual magnet boards, and they're these beautiful magnet boards. My office has a lot of that brushed gold in it. So I bought off Amazon brushed gold magnet boards, and those are my travel manifestation boards. And I use magnets of all my travels and of places I want to travel to, and I put those up on the magnet board. I also have one in our kitchen as well. Another great way to incorporate vision boards into your just regular decor, whether it's your office or your home, is using a picture frame. And you can just have it on your desk, have it on your bathroom counter. It needs to be somewhere that you see all the time, not on occasion. So don't put it like in a guest room you never go to, or somewhere you're not going to see. It needs to be front and center. So literally, as I'm recording this, I'm looking at my magnet version of my vision board right in front of me. And I see it all the time when I look up, and it really is in eyesight of me podcasting right now. So my other vision board idea that I do, I have a bathroom. This is going to sound very bougie to you guys, but whatever. I have a bathroom that I use to get ready for the gym every day. I call it my gym bathroom. I know, luxury lifestyle over here. And because I'm in that bathroom every day, and it also didn't really go with the decor of the master bathroom, I bought just from you can buy them from Michael's or Joann's Crafts. I bought these shadow boxes, and the front's glass, they open up, and most of them include like little pins, and you can just pin like almost like a thumbtack. You can just pin, your physical cutouts from magazines, checks, or whatever, and they're in these beautiful shadow boxes. So it becomes, home decor, art decor. So those are in there as well. So I just wanted to give you guys some ideas. Now, another great thing I thought of, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of it, but I was proud of myself. As you know, obsessed with paper planners, and it's something that I go everywhere with. It's always with me. I look at it, obviously daily, multiple times a day. And if you guys are following a lot of my best practices, you all use paper planners as well. And maybe a lot of you journal. As long as you're journaling every day, you're going to see it every day. Make a mini vision board on the inside cover of your planner or journal. But it's important that you actually use this every day. Now, I've know people who have done this with the actual cover of their journal or planner. So they've just done it over the top of it. And that's a cool idea. I love the covers of the planners I use. You guys know I'm a big fan of Inner Guide planners, and their covers are beautiful. So I wouldn't want to cover that up. But I am going to create one on the inside cover of my planner for 2019. So I still have to do that. All right. So let's talk about supplies. Vision board supplies. You guys want to write this down. If you're multitasking, driving, whatever, while I'm talking, you can always go back through this. Okay. Vision board supplies, you need to have, magazines, right? And you don't have to go out and spend a fortune on magazines, but you need magazines. And if you don't have magazines and you want to do this today and you don't have the time or you don't have the dimes, hey, that rhymed, to get magazines, just print pictures off from online. Print pictures. But they need to be physical, they need to be tangible pictures. Or if you're someone who's really into, drawing and you don't do stick figures like me, and it's something you love and it emotes a lot of energy and feelings for you, you can also draw things you want to manifest on your vision board. You can also use stickers. I love using the Me and My Big Ideas sticker packs. They're at Michael's and at Joanne Crafts. They are awesome. There's all sorts of cool sayings on there. They have pictures of different things. And I love to incorporate stickers because I'm really like a 12-year-old trapped inside my body. And probably the thing I'm saving for last is the most important, a blank check. Make sure you write void all over the back of the check, and you can write void somewhere in the front. It doesn't need to be as obvious, but make sure you write it very obvious on the back, because God forbid someone breaks in and takes the check. And with that check, right, you are going to write the amount of money you want to manifest. You are manifesting to come into your life in 2019. I do not want you to put a date, because what I learned, and I continuously refine my manifesting and vision boarding skills. I've been doing this, you guys, for 16 years. But I consistently, tweak and refine, which is what we do with everything. Even if it's something we're an expert at, we just continue to do it. And what I learned is putting a date is not giving the universe enough time to breathe. So putting a date isn't good. If you want to put a date and you feel really called, then put December 31st, 2019. Don't put, March 20th, 2019, $1 million. Put it at the end of the year. What I put instead of the date on mine now is divine timing. Period. What I'm trying to say is I am giving an energetic signal to the universe, to my higher power, to God, whatever you believe in, that I trust that the universe has its best interest for me. And that includes divine timing. So I allow that to have an open space. I made the check out to For 2018, I made it out to my parent company. That's TLC Enterprises. So TLC Enterprises owns ProjectME with Tiffany Carter. So I have two companies under that name and that corporation. So I put that dollar amount under there, right? Because I didn't care which company made the money or how we got to the number, which I think my number was, I have to go look. That's sad. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's $2 million. I didn't care which company it came from. And so I just put TLC Enterprises on there. You can also simply put your name. It doesn't have to be your business, your legal business name, whatever feels right to you. Okay. So what you need to put on your vision board is one, obviously, we know that those are things that you want to desire, you want to have happen. It feels so good for you to put it on the board, right? Now, sometimes when people do this exercise, and this is how I was in the beginning, even now when I put something pretty big on there, I'm like, that seems really unrealistic, Tiffany. Like, how in the hell is that going to happen? If there's too much resistance, then you're not picking the right number, the right accomplishment, the right thing. Something's not lining up. So I would just play around with what feels good, especially if you're new to this process. Just play around with what feels good to you, because if it gives you anxiety or it just doesn't feel good or you have such hard resistance against it, it's not going to manifest anyway. So oftentimes we have to start a little smaller. And then once we build that manifestation muscle up and we start seeing results, then we can really magnify the things that we call into our lives, if that makes sense. Like a lot of the famous manifestation books and the vision boarding exercises talk about, start small, start with manifesting a cup of coffee or $5 or a parking spot. And that's basically to show our minds and show ourselves, see, this works, and then we get a little more comfortable and you can up it to $100, you can up it to $1,000, and you can start manifesting more and more things. So don't feel out of the gate you need to put like $10 million or something like that on your board. If that doesn't feel really good to you and you need to feel you have an absolute knowing that this is something that is going to happen for you. An absolute knowing. You don't have to know why. You don't have to know how. It's actually none of your damn business. That's you playing God. So that's the universe's job. Okay. So you don't have to know how or why or when, but you just know it just feels good. You have a knowing. It's coming from your gut. Now, by any means, this doesn't mean that you just like sit around on your couch and don't do anything and be like, DM me sometime in 2019 and say, hey, Tiffany, this process, this didn't work for me. My first question will be, well, what aligned actions did you take? And take me through all the things on your board and the aligned actions that you took for every one of those things. You have to take action because that is showing the universe that you want it. It's showing the universe that you believe you're going to have it. You're worthy of having it. It's happening. And you're taking action as though it is happening for you right now. You might not see evidence of it yet, but it's in the works. So if you know that it's in the works for you to receive $1 million in 2019, what actions would you take knowing that? And then, of course, there's always one of you sarcastic people that's like, oh, I'd buy a Porsche. It's like, okay, that's not what I mean. What actions would you take? Would you end up starting a business because you know the money is going to be there? Would you end up attending certain professional development events because you know the money will be there to support you? Would you carry yourself differently? Would you work a little harder knowing that you will definitely have a payoff for all of your sweat equity? Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to just have this knowing. So now this is what we are going to do in terms of how you do your board. Now, if you could have a giant board, you could be one of those people. That's totally cool. I've done those before too. You could be doing this within the realms of a picture frame, a shadow box, the magnets inside your journal, some whatever. Okay. It doesn't matter on what size, as long as you feel good that you're fitting everything you want to fit on it. And this isn't like set in stone. You can also edit this. If something like you go buy it even like 3 months from now and it doesn't feel right, and you're like, why the fuck is that even on there? Please take it off. Please. Because what we're thinking right now at the end of 2018, that could change in April of 2019. So make sure you take it off. This is why it needs to be somewhere that you are able to see it every day, multiple times a day. Okay, so when you are going down the process of cutting things out of magazines, printing stuff offline, typing words in cool fonts and printing them or drawing, whatever you're doing, you need to make sure you're including the following categories. 1 are your monetary desires. So this would include the check, for example, the blank check that you're writing to yourself. And by the way, the check is coming from, don't make that specific either. It's coming from the universe. If you're more comfortable with the word God, that's fine. Divine, angel, whatever it is, but don't make it from something specific. Like, don't make it from don't make it from grandma or something like that. Again, you have to leave room for the universe to do its magic. You don't want to tell it what to do. No one likes being told what to do. So you need to give it breathing room. So yes, the monetary desires, this is where you would have the check in there. And this is where you would have things like, you want a BMW, you want a dream house, your certain dream house, you want to be able to have massages twice a month, afford a nanny, a certain bag, a watch, travel. So those are all the monetary desires, okay? So you want to have those on there. You want to have your health on there, so your mental and physical desires. A lot of people, quite interestingly, forget the mental side of the desires. They just put physical, so they cut out like people with great bodies who are really fit. I want you also to cut out pictures and print out pictures of people who look like how you want to feel. Maybe they look light and happy and unburdened and free, or maybe they look silly or goofy or like they're having fun, or maybe they look very focused and serious because you want to be more of that person. You desire to have more focus and clarity in your life. So you have to include both the mental and physical desires. Then you need to put on there the accomplishment desires. So examples of that would be like a book deal. Of course, I'm giving mine. A book deal, international public speaking gigs, press for your business. Then you can also put on accomplishments like meeting the love of your life, attracting new, authentic, honest, fun, and caring and supportive friends into your life. You can even put on there, accomplishments could even be that you always get, prime parking when you show up at the gym in the morning. There's all sorts of things you can put under accomplishments. They don't have to be just professional. So that's why I included personal accomplishments in my examples for you. And whatever feels right to you, right? So if for one of these, like, an accomplishment for a book deal, let's say, what would I cut out for that? I've not done my process yet. In fact, I'm doing it today. So what would I cut out for a book deal? I would cut out a blank almost book, or even if the book wasn't blank, I would make the cover blank. And then I'm going to write in my book title and author and Tiffany Carter on there. For me, that's what would work. Okay. Some other people just might prefer, typing in a Word doc or something in a cool font, amazing book deal with the title of their book. Or some people would actually draw the book. It's whatever works for you and how you want to get it on there. This is for you. This is super personal. No two boards ever look alike, and they're not supposed to. And that's okay. So for example, for the health side of it, I always cut out people who look like they have amazing energy. And you know what? some people might even be a friend of yours or an acquaintance whose energy is so amazing and high vibe. And if you have a picture of them, you can put it on your board. You're like, Tiffany, if they came to my house and saw a picture on a crazy vision board, they would think like I'm doing some weird voodoo shit. They might, but once you tell them why they're on there, how fucking flattering would that be? I mean, if someone had me on their vision board and sent me a picture of it, I would be so humbled and flattered by that. So there ain't no shame in my game when it comes to that. What I care about is what works, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys. What processes work for this whole vision boarding thing? So I hope those exact steps helped you. You do not have to finish your vision board in all one sitting. If you're getting tired, it's feeling forced, you're feeling rushed, stop and come back to it. It's okay. I did a vision board on the inside of a cover of a journal that I use. And I did it all with stickers. And it started out just as a fun thing. And it wasn't like a primary vision board of mine because it's not a journal that I look at every day. I look at it maybe 3 times a week. And so what I did is I just built it over time. So every time I did open that journal, I made it like a fun little exercise for the little 12-year-old in me. And I was like, okay, you get to pick a couple stickers to put on your, on your board here. And I did that and I built it up. And it probably was about, I would say 6 months, 5 to 6 months into the year before that was full. And then I just, looked and admired everything on that board. So you don't have to have it all done, but I do want you to have your prime things in each of those categories in there for sure. And you can always swap out photos. Like when maybe you're at like a doctor's office or something and you're going through a magazine. Well, this is a bad example. This is going to say a lot about me. I just realized where I'm going with it. It's like you're at the doctor's office. You see a perfect picture for something you want to, that you're going to accomplish and you want to manifest in 2019, and you cut it out. Well, it's actually not your magazine. But if it's that amazing, to be frank, I probably would tear it out. Yeah. Thank you. Moving on. But I probably would tear it out. I'm just keeping it real here. I mean, it's not like it's that important. It's not like I'm telling you to tear it out of like a coffee table book. Another idea though, is you could take a picture of that page and then print out the picture from your phone. There. How's that for saving myself? So yeah, I want to make sure you guys know you don't feel like stuck where it's like, oh my God, I'm like married to this, to this picture that's showing like all the travel I want to do this year. And I'm like married to this and I'm not like loving it. That's okay. And if you don't love it, don't put it on your board. If you feel called to put it on your board, put it out into the universe. Use it as a manifesting exercise. I want to manifest the perfect picture of a globe to represent all the world travel I want to do in 2019. Do it as a manifesting exercise. Put that out there. I guarantee you in a very short period of time, you will come across the exact globe picture you want. And that's an excellent way to practice on something that's really small, that isn't like earth shattering, where you would be like devastated if you didn't find the perfect globe, right? I guarantee you will find it. So any questions you guys have on how I vision board for maximum growth, maximum money making, right? I want you guys to message me on Facebook or DM me on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany. I'm happy to help. If you guys love this episode, please do me a favor and take a screenshot of you guys listening to it, post it on social media, and tag me at ProjectME with Tiffany. It really means a lot so I can see what episodes you guys are really digging. And also this way we can kind of share the love and have more people be aware of the show and learn how to do this stuff for themselves, right? We want as many people to be able to have their most exceptional lives. We don't want to just keep it for ourselves. So I'm wishing you an amazing 2019 with great wealth, health, and worth as always. And I know you guys are going to manifest the exact dreams and desires you want in your life for this upcoming year. Love you guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.